Hey guys, welcome back to the Lovin Dubai show. You had chills in 60 seconds and now you've got full episodes that are even more haunting. Today we're welcoming Zenifar Fatima and Arfa back in studio, the creative force behind The Real Files, along with filmmaker and screenwriter Arfa Farhan, to talk about season 2 and more. And if you're into horror, this is the interview for you. Welcome.
Hello. Welcome.
Morning, how are you?
We're okay.
Yeah. Good morning. Good morning. I think so.
Until we watched some Real Files, and the tension and the music gave me a few chills, and it reminded me of how horror can affect me. So I'm a little bit nervous going into this.
Anything horror is honestly my favorite. This is my favorite genre, so I'm really excited to talk about this.
Okay.
So let's start from the beginning. What is the premise of The Real Files?
So, Afra, you can explain that better.
So basically, The Real Files is an anthology that we developed for social media initially. So it's basically an anthology of horror stories, which are short form. So it depends, it's about different situations that we all face in life. So the main USP behind the series is basically that it targets situations that anyone can be in at any given time. So resonance is a big aspect.
And that's immediately what you get by watching it. But why did you want to create something that will make me nervous to take a cab?
Okay. Better. All right, fine. So basically, so we all love the adrenaline boost that we get from horror. So how we develop this, as one does, is that we're both big horror buffs. That's, I think, so she's my mom, so we both have a certain connection because of it. So we watch a lot of horror movies. We also launched one of our series called Spectre Blackout, which was an escape room, which we were here for before at Lovin Dubai. So we were just looking at ideas. How can we target audiences and create content that resonates with a lot of people, but also something which is budget friendly and easy to do. So then we're like, I have a habit of doom scrolling at night, as a lot of us Gen Zs do. So I told her that, I get a lot of these videos on my feed, which are basically set to scare you. They're about situations that you can be, like someone's in bed and there's a ghost or something. Mm-hmm. So I was like, why don't we tap into that and expand it with our cinematic knowledge and create something which people will enjoy. So that's how it was born.
Yeah.
And how did you turn something that was primarily, you can only see on Instagram Reels, turn into a full show and production on a TV network like C5?
So actually what happened was The Real Files, when we did it in the Instagram, it really picked up. We didn't expect that it would really pick up so much because, see, a lot of people, they don't have enough time to, watch a big movie or something. So when we gave it like our main genre was under 60 seconds, to scare the people under 60 seconds. So that's when we thought, okay, let's go about it in Instagram. And when we went, we literally had like a lot of followers on the Real Files account, and people wanted more. They wanted to know what happens after that. The curiosity. So then we decided, okay, why don't we, speak to some OTT platforms? And they saw it and they said, okay, we will put this under 1 minute. And I think they also got very good response. So we decided, okay, let's go a bit longer, So that's the reason we made it on a little bigger version on season 2 and a very big version for season 3. Yeah.
And you mentioned you wanted it to be relatable, so everyday moments, but were there any other psychological themes that you wanted to explore in this season?
I think a big psychological theme that we continue to explore in all of the work we do is social awareness. So we like to target different types of concepts that relate to humans, so greed, gluttony, all of these themes.
Because the thing is, the edge of the seat need not be only horror, because if you see something which is emotional or which is like scary, both of them make you sit on the edge of the seat. So we will be exploring our stories behind all these genres as well. Yeah.
And there's a lot of symbolism that we saw in season 2. So are there any hidden messages or maybe Easter eggs that fans should look out for?
Actually, we have a pretty big Easter egg in one of the episodes. So we have 3 long form episodes for the season 2. So in one of the episodes, which is basically about the danger of AI, so in that we had a bit of an Easter egg where the guy who's watching something on his laptop, he's watching our movie. So we had hidden, a lot of Easter eggs here and there. And also I think what is really important to note is that in the season 1, because we were only restricted to vertical, we had hidden all of these clues. We had to basically challenge ourselves to hide these clues in plain sight, but in such a small frame. So I think that was a challenge, but also really fun.
Yeah.
So interesting. Horror is a competitive theme, and then there's also the competition among streaming platforms. So for people watching today, what makes The Real Files unique that they should go and get Z5 and watch it today?
So I think the unique thing about Real Files is that it doesn't take much of your time. So if anybody's in, if they are in the metro or they are somewhere where they're getting bored, they could actually watch that, the scary part. But the thing is, what is so unique about it is because we are doing stories that sometimes relates to our lives as well. So which has happened in reality. Like for example, if you see season 3, where we're working for something called kaze, the wind, which is actually a Japanese word for the wind. It's called kaze. So it's like a true story because the story is in the wind. When the story goes to one person in the story, it creates calamities in everybody's life. So that's what has been happening in my life right now. Okay? It's quite scary,
Yeah.
but it is true.
With the wind?
With the wind. Like, what is the thing which is supporting you and me right now? My words, which is coming to you in the wind, whatever is going on the air. So when I'm talking, like if I tell you the story, I don't want to tell you.
You might face the same things we are facing.
Might face it. Like for example,
I'm curious, but I'm also scared.
Yeah.
Please continue.
so what happens is there is this filmmaker who is being called by an actor, and he says that there is some story which I would want to do it with you. So the filmmaker says, okay, fine, let's look for the story. So when he narrates the story to the filmmaker, from that time onwards, he has a lot of hurdles in his life. And when he passes the story to another, that is the same thing which is happening to the other person. So what has happened is the guy who came up to me and told me the story, he got lost for 4 days, I don't know where. And when I told this story to somebody else, she had an issue as well. So that's when we decided, okay, let's take the story forward. So the filmmaker basically is, we're planning to keep some Bollywood actor, of course. And this, what is so speciality about this is because we are directing and producing it. And of course, I'm not acting in that. We have a lot of actors who are in for it. But the only thing is, I hope the negative energy which is happening. So which was like very curious. I mean, it's something real. And it's not only caught me and her, it's caught so many people.
And I
so
think it's caught the viewers now as well. Because they're all listening.
Now it's everywhere.
no, we haven't told them the story, so it's fine. So, there are like a lot of hurdles which is happening for the past 1-2 months. And I'm like thinking, is this happening because I have taken up this story? Because the story is about, it's a negative energy which is happening to one of the families. And that story has been going around to everyone. And whoever is listening to the story is having an issue in their life. Gosh.
No.
Yeah.
How important would you say horror and supernatural themes are in your lives?
See, supernatural themes are, people might say they don't believe it, but there are things which we need to trust because it is there. Okay, because it's not that I have not felt it. People feel it. A lot of people do feel it. Some people don't. But I do trust that supernatural power, but which could actually go into your negative aspect of your life as well as the positive aspect of your life. So I think I believe in that. Yeah.
What movies did you watch together, horror, growing up, that inspired you?
I think we've watched like a lot of movies. What are those movies?
So the thing is, she is horror as a genre is a big genre, but
Yeah.
there's sub-genres. So we actually have different interests. I think she's more into paranormal stuff. I'm more into grounded horror, which is, psychological and slasher. So on that front, we argue a bit, but
Yeah.
we have a lot of favorites, I think.
Any gore fans here? Or-
Yeah.
Gore. Okay, I'm more into the paranormal actually. I
Okay.
feel like that's more my speed.
Top paranormal movies that you love?
Conjuring.
Conjuring. Yeah.
Conjuring, yeah.
Oh my god, Conjuring is
Big
the
one.
best.
Yeah.
I'm a scaredy cat. I can't. Even watching all of the real files, like the shorts on Instagram.
Yeah.
No, I like it.
But
Scares me. Like,
what I really like about it is I think there was one of the story where I think I've been looking, for bags and everything, and there's a ghost which is crawling and coming, which a lot of people got very scared about it because I think they said that, oh my God, you scared me within a second. Those kind of things is what we are expecting to do it on Instagram. And for the other ones, of course, the stories which I've already said about season 3. Yeah, that's what is going on now, yeah.
I really wanted to ask, in terms of like filmmaking, what was one of the hardest scenes to shoot in season 2, and why?
See, the thing about me is I don't know, often I have seen, or I think it happens to a lot of people, that whenever I start, working on something, I have a lot of issues which is going on. Not only it'll be either my personal or it'll be professional. In a personal way, it'll be like I'll either fall sick because I'm very tensed up. I want everything to go on because the thing is, I'm producing it as well. So I'm the captain of the ship. So I need to see everything is going on okay. Secondly, is during the times when we decide that this is how it's going to be, this is how your camera is going to be, this is how the lighting is going to be. So at that time, everything changes because the environment completely changes, and for that we need to add on things more to make it look better. So nothing has been easy. Everything was difficult, but yes, end of the day, I think we came out of it, and that's what counts. And we produced it on the right time, gave it to ZEE5 Global. That's an OTT platform in the right time, and working for few more OTT platforms. So yeah, that's what is happening.
And was there anything that felt maybe unfinished or unexplored in season 1 that you were able to kind of look deeper at for season 2?
See, the thing about season 1 completely is it's kind of how in the Instagram you see under 60 seconds. Everything was under 60 seconds or 2 minutes. But then season 2, where we exploded bigger with different actors. So I think it's like about minimum 10 minutes or something each episode. And now we are going into series, which is like anthological series, which is about at least 20-30 minutes episode, which is about 3 episodes together for Kazi the Wind. Yeah, that's what we're working on, and that's really interesting because it's not making me complete the work. So I'm like literally fighting with the negative energy.
But yeah, I think all of our episodes are they end on closure because we want to give audience that satisfaction after being so scared. So it all ends in closure because they die. What else is there?
They die.
Spoilers.
Yeah, but speaking of Kazi, what can we expect from Kazi, and are there going to be more jump scares? Is there more deeper themes?
So Kazi, I'll just tell you an outline. It's about how the story is about how a watchman who comes to work and what he faces at that time is quite because of a minute mistake, what he faces a big thing in his life. And that story is narrated to certain actors and filmmakers and what happens in their life because of this story. Mm-hmm. And it's really very scary because why it's more scary for me is because we've gone through it. And I was even one of the actors, he said, are you sure we should go ahead with this? Because it's like going here and there. I'm like, let's go ahead and see what it is. But I'm sure that I will finish it, yeah.
Thank you.
We haven't told you the story yet, so
You're safe, you're safe.
You're safe.
Okay.
Giving me the freaks, but if people want to watch all of this in real life, season 1, season 2, and when season 3 is going to be out, how can they do so?
So they can actually right now watch in ZEE5 Global, which is a OTT platform. And the ones in future, we are still working with few more platforms, right? So
Yeah.
I don't think so it's going to be on YouTube, because when you give it to OTT platforms, they're quite strict that you're not allowed to. So you could watch it in Z5 Global for the time being right now. And then the next one, what you can do is, we will definitely tell you on Instagram and Facebook where Kazi the Wind is going to go, because the way the movie is, we are going to speak to few people, so it could even be in your theaters. And of course, what is so special about it again is me and her, we are directing and producing it. Of course, acting is not my part right now, because I want to concentrate completely on the production value and make it more better, because it's good when you're off the camera. You can really concentrate on everything what's going on.
Right.
So yeah, so that's what is going to be special about it. And yeah,
Yeah.
anything you want to say?
No.
That's some stuff. Ladies, redefining horror, not just in the UAE, but internationally. That is Zenifar and Arfa Farhan. Thank you so
Thank
much
you
for
so
joining
much.
us on the
Thank
show
you.
this morning.
Thank
you, Casey.
And we'll see you back here tomorrow morning, same time, same place. Have a beautiful day. Bye-bye.